Greetings, my name is Patrick Quillen, and you and I are getting healthier together. I'd like to share with you some ideas about iodine, or iodide, a very unusual element essential in the human diet and widely deficient throughout the world. The periodic table of elements, which is the thing that gave a lot of people a headache in high school chemistry class, consists of 118 elements. And these are the building blocks of the planet Earth. Everything on Earth, our bodies, other things, are made from this 118 elements. One of those elements is iodine, or iodide, if it's bound together. I bring it up because it's very crucial in the human diet, and it's limited and missing in many people's diet. The World Health Organization says that iodide deficiency is the cause of mental retardation or other problems in at least 2 billion people on Earth. Let's think of this, 7 billion on Earth, 2 billion of them have a significant iodide deficiency. We march ahead and start looking at, well, what's so unusual about this thing? It's a mineral that's taken up by the thyroid gland. Thyroxine is part iodide and tyrosine, and it's part of regulating basal metabolism. So if you've ever used a kerosene lamp, you set the wick at a certain level, and that wick will determine whether you can read or whether it's just very low mood lighting or what. That wick, think of it as your thyroid or thyroxine output. For some people, they're not making enough and they end up with hypothyroidism, and sometimes the medical profession is slow to recognize and address this. The simplest way to address it is having some added iodide in the diet. There are many of these exotic salts, Himalayan pink salt, Celtic salt, and they're great and I use them, but they don't have added iodide. Iodide deficiency was so common in the 20s and 30s in America that when they added it to the diet, it eliminated many of these goiters. They call them the goiter belt, many parts of America that have literally no iodide in the soil and therefore none in the plants and none of the animals that ate the plants. And it's a very unusual element. Not only is it part of the thyroxine issue that regulates basal metabolism, but human breast tissue requires iodide to avoid lumps or fibrocystic breast disease. So women need to be particularly aware of their iodide intake. The old explorers used to take iodide tablets with them, and they would take a helmet full of swampy water from a river, put an iodide tablet in it, and iodide kills off pathogenic organisms, but not human cells. So it's very unusual in the sense that human cells require it, microbes are killed by it, and so it helps by cleansing the gut also. So we're talking about thyroxine for basal metabolism, which then addresses everything from your immune system, infections, heart disease, obesity, your energy levels, constipation. All of that is regulated by the thyroid gland and thyroxine, which starts with iodide. So my suggestion is something very simple. Get yourself some kelp or sea vegetables. In the ocean, we find a predictable amount of iodide. Fish and kelp have some iodide. Kelp is a particularly rich source. While Americans, the RDA is 150 micrograms of iodine. In some parts of Japan, they take in 13,000 micrograms or 13 milligrams of iodide. And so it could be that there's a wide range in which it's very safe. My suggestion, this is where it gets interesting, is that the experts told us, don't use salt. Well, where do we get the iodide if you don't have any seafood? From iodized salt. So we're getting mixed signals there. My suggestion is get some kelp in your diet. Have some seafood in your diet from the ocean, salmon, sardines, that type of thing. It's going to give you iodide. And you may find that some iodide supplements are of benefit. I'm Patrick Quillen, and you and I are getting healthier together.